No, pre-K.
It's 5:30. We'll call the meeting to order. Would you stand? Salute the United States flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I will honor the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Would you bow your heads? Lord, we come to you tonight thanking you for all that you do for us. We thank you for this wonderful town and the school district that supports this town, and the town supports us. Lord, we just hope that the budget meets the needs of everyone. And Lord, we thank you for all of the hours that's been put into it. Lord, bless the school system. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
No public comments. So we have information items. Meeting to adopt the budget.
Yes, so this is the part where I just have to get your approval, or actually it's for information only, that it will be going to the newspaper on the 15th. And the newspaper will say that our tax rate and our budget will be adopted at the end of the month on the 25th of August. So that's all that is. Justin Crothers helped me get it ready, and so it'll be going. You can see what the copy is there, but it's just that, all that legal stuff that goes in there. The tax rate isn't changing. Our INS side isn't changing, of course, because we promised everybody it would not, but the M&O side, the maintenance and operation, we have to fill out this little survey with the state, and it formulates what it can be, and ours stayed the same. So nothing changed on our tax rate that we were proposing. So it'll be exactly the same, and I think that will make everybody happy. So that's just an information item. That's what will be going to the newspaper on the 15th, and we'll vote on at the end of the month. Any questions on that?
Certified property.
So I have our certified values from Coryell and our little bit in Bell County, and on there, on the BAI, you can see that we are down 10 million when you combine the two. We were down 89 million last year, so it didn't go as bad, but that is because of the new changes in the laws, the 140,000 for homestead, that 65 and older where their taxes got froze. So what it did is it decreased the amount of taxes being collected. So what that does for us is it means we get less taxes from the local. So it's about 10 million less than what it was. Theoretically, and so far it's always happened, we have a finite amount. So the less we bring in locally, the more the state has to kick in. So we still get that same amount per student. So, but this tells you just that about 10 million less is coming to us from the local taxes. Thoughts, questions? That's a little confusing.
I'm glad it wasn't any more than that.
Right, because last year it was a big amount. So this year it wasn't as much. And I think because this year mainly the 65 and older kicked in, not as, whereas we had that 140,000 homestead exemption come in the year before. So they're just, the more they put restrictions on that stuff, the less our local taxes will pitch in for our budget, and the more the state will pitch in for our
But if you
budget.
turn 65, your taxes don't go down, they just freeze.
They just freeze. So anybody that would have gone up didn't go up. So, and you know, there's lots of talk about getting rid of property taxes altogether. And what that will do for us is we won't collect any local taxes anymore. All of our funding will come from the state if that were to happen. I don't know that that's going to happen, but that's the goal of theirs right now. And so that's what it would do to us.
Where is
to
the
have that
state
local.
proposing they're gonna get that money?
I have no idea. Nobody has said that. So I don't know that that will ever happen, but that's what they're working towards. That's what they're actively working towards.
Somebody
right now.
said state income tax, but I don't know.
I don't either. No clue. But we're not there yet, so we don't have to worry about that yet.
True.
They just keep bringing it down a little bit every year. Thoughts, questions?
Rotary Club Peace Poll.
Well, the Rotary Club of Clayton and Harker Heights is trying to get a Rotary Club started here. And I don't know that Gatesville's ever had a Rotary Club. We've had Lions and Exchange and all those types of civic organizations, but I don't know that Rotary has ever been here. And so they are a real nice group of folks that are service oriented. They like doing projects to help communities, and they've been working closely with Dr. Bates, Jeff Bates. And so he's been trying to help facilitate it. But I met with two of the members of the group, and an initial project is a simple little thing called a peace pole. It's not real tall, it's very inconspicuous, about that tall. And they put it up, and it's got little peace sayings on it, and it's just like a little goodwill thing. And so it says, "May peace prevail on earth" in several languages. And they do it typically around schools, parks, hospitals, churches, libraries, different things like that. And it's just trying to promote respect, character, service, different things that align with their mission. And so if y'all approve, we looked at the little area by the tennis courts where a lot of the memorial trees are, and we thought that it might be a good place to put out there, because they may also include like a little bench with it. And so anyway, they if y'all are good with it, they'd come out a couple of Saturdays from now, put it in, and then after that, in September, they're going to have a little meet and greet at Ranchers from 5 to 7 on Thursday, September 10th, for anyone interested in joining Rotary. So it seems like a good little service group that would like to do projects around the town and do stuff like that. So, any thoughts or misgivings or anything? Cheyenne, you look a little bit concerned.
Oh, no,
Okay.
I've never heard of the Rotary Club.
Rotary Club?
Yeah, I've never even heard of it.
Rotary, I remember, do you remember a long time ago when there was the challenge team at Gatesville High School, where there was like 4 or 5 really smart kids and they'd go compete in that quiz bowl thing? Well, it was sponsored by the Rotary Club. And I remember the weatherman for Channel 6 was always the guy who hosted it, was the Alex Trebek of the group. And that's what I always remember Rotary. I think Rotary Club sponsored that, but anyway.
They still do that, but it's on Channel 25. The weatherman on Channel 25
Okay.
does it like on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's I always connect Rotary Club with that. I think that's who did it, but anyway.
Are the sayings like written on there with like
I think so.
marks a lot or Sharpie? Or
I think it's probably engraved in.
engraved in it? So it's not something
It's
the
part-
kids write on. They don't meet there and write their sayings on it.
No, it's all
Rotary
part
Club is adults usually, right?
Rotary, yeah.
Are they the ones who ride the go-karts in the parades with the hat?
No, that's
The Shine.
Shine, yeah,
Oh, never mind,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's not connected to all that, so
I
they're
don't
totally
think so.
different. Oh.
Yeah. If y'all like a hat and a go-kart, I could get one. We can put you on the next parade.
With our matching polos.
Yes. So I would recommend the board approve the Rotary Club installing a peace pole at the tennis courts near the memorial trees.
Any further discussion? Do I hear a motion? Linda, a second. Calvin, any further discussion? All in favor? Okay.
And before I go to the cable TV, the memorial trees reminds me, Toby's already gotten the trees for, I believe, Betty Gaddy, Caden Vargas, and Emily Meyer. And we still need to get a tree for Charlie Barnhill and Romy Bomar. And so we've had those 5, 2 adults and 3 kids pass away in the past 8-10 months. I mean, they all just one after the other. And so once it cools down a little bit, I usually will invite those families to come and probably have a pastor speak and just kind of have a little, let the parents and families know here are where the memorial trees are. And so that little area up by the tennis courts, it doesn't have a lot of shade, so I'm hoping that those trees will grow and be a nice little place. All right, intent to purchase the former cable TV building. So last we spoke, I've been negotiating more with the real estate folks, since y'all kind of gave me the go-ahead to see what to do. And so they came down from $235,000 to $200,000. And since I wrote this, they had originally said, we'll get rid of the satellite dishes as part of the agreement. They are having a hard time finding that, and so they agreed to do another $10,000 off if we would get rid of the satellite dishes. And so we spoke with somebody today about removing them, and we think we can get that done pretty easily. Toby and several of us, Leanne and I, we went and walked it again. Toby felt like he looked around, liked what he saw as far as the HVAC, electrical. It looks to be in fairly good shape. There's a generator out there. There's some other things that, you know, look to be relatively new. And so even though it was built
To go
in,
with it?
yep, so it's got a nice storage area. So anyway, and really it's more the location, the fact that we surround it on all four sides, that it makes sense to have it. So the last piece of the puzzle basically will be the contract getting approved by the lawyer. And they have a real estate arm that looks at the real estate types of contracts. And so they sent me what they're proposing, and so we'll have the lawyer review it. And so my recommendation tonight would be, if y'all are good with it, purchasing it, then allowing me to sign all the documents that go along with it. They had suggested, you know, the closing costs, sometimes you can get an inspection, a survey, all these other different things. Well, the price keeps going up, and you don't have to get all those things. And so I'm of a mind to, until we need those things, just close without all those added costs. Toby has looked at it, and I trust Toby, you know, as far as what his opinion of the building.
How much would an inspection be, did they say?
Oh, it might be a couple thousand. So, unless
Would it
y'all-
come with a title policy, or is that
what-
something you would forego?
We should be getting the title with it.
The title policy, where that says there's no liens against it, or.
I'll check on that. Yeah, that'll be part of what the lawyer checks on.
Yes.
What do you foresee you're gonna do with the building?
It'll be my office. No, Charles. We're thinking about putting the food market that Michelle Martin runs out there, putting the school supply room that Michelle Martin runs out there, because what has happened, she has overtaken all of our rooms where we used to do PD, and now we've got nowhere to do professional development. And so to get those 4 PD rooms back would be really good for us, and we could put Michelle out there, so that way when visitors come to get their vegetables and their pencils and all that stuff, they go to the cable TV.
I like
building.
that, because they're not coming on the main campus.
Correct. Yeah.
And the funds are coming from,
Fund balance.
May I ask how much is in the fund balance right
that's really a pretty good price.
It is. It is.
190, right, technically, 'cause so you went them.
And the good thing about it is it gives you all that frontage.
Yeah.
Keeps the vape shop out of there.
Yeah.
I have a question about the dishes. Are they on the building, or are they on the ground?
Both. There's 2 on the building and 9 on the ground.
Okay, there were 2 out there. We had a satellite company, a cable company had satellites out there by my wood shop. And when I got ready to take them down, well, we cut the poles. It was a chunk of concrete, probably 5 foot deep and about 3 foot, and it took forever for me to dig those out. So I don't know if 10 grand's gonna pay
Jed-
for getting those out of the ground.
Jed Gribble looked at it today and he said he'd charge us 3.
Yeah,
So
good for Jed.
Very red.
Yeah, he's gonna need a crane, especially if he's got 9 of them. That's gonna be a job.
they're not all on concrete pads though.
Oh, they're not?
Only 3 are on concrete pads.
Yeah.
And Toby warned him, he said, now some of them could be sitting in like a concrete, like a column,
Yeah.
but
Mine just looked like a pole coming out of the ground, but the concrete was under the dirt. The concrete was buried.
with
So
Jed's bulldozer, he didn't seem to be
Oh.
too concerned.
it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna ask the electric company, there's a lot of cables coming out of this supplementary pole that goes to the building, and it's not electricity per se, I think it's just a lot of cables. But we're gonna have Texas New Mexico come out there and take all that down, because it's kind of an eyesore. There's also one, he's also going to get, there's one big traditional TV antenna pole that goes up very tall next to the building, he's gonna take that down too.
Can you sell that stuff?
The metal portions he could take to recycle, but then the other parts would just go to the dump.
And you think it's okay to do it without an inspection? You don't think that's?
I mean, if y'all want me to do it, I mean, I can do it. If y'all would sleep better at night if we went and just got it inspected. I could go either way.
I
I'm
think
not,
if Toby's looked through it, that
Right.
if, I mean, Toby's knowledgeable enough to notice major issues, but, I mean, that's the way I feel.
I bought a house and we had a garage that we didn't get inspected. And we had to pay like $5,000 to fix the air conditioning unit, so I just have
Yeah.
PTSD.
Sure.
But
yeah,
Just to get the building and the property is worth that to the school even if it's
Yeah.
bad,
yeah,
That's
in
true.
my opinion.
yeah. Yeah, with the closing costs, it won't be 190, it'll be a little bit above 190, but, yeah. If Toby gets in there and sees something that concerns him, we can always get one, you know. But initially it looked good. So we recommend the board approve the purchase of the building and then allow me to sign the forms.
Do I hear a motion?
Can I ask a question first?
Uh-huh.
I asked her, she was answering. How much is actually in the fund balance?
So if you remember, we get that number, finite number at the end of the audit year. So we run, because it's actually a combination of your assets versus your liabilities. It's not actually like a savings account. But when we ended the year, or when we started this past year, we were at 12 million and something. And if y'all remember, we have all these things earmarked, which equated to about 9 million. So we had about 3 million to play with. And we have used 2.3 million in the fund balance to do all the things that we have voted on this year to get done. So we have not gone over budget as far as the budget goes, so I don't anticipate us going any less than what we started with last year, other than what we voted at. So we probably, I'm gonna guess around 10 to 11 million in there.
Now, the caveat to that is 2 million of that will be reimbursed to us
That's what I was
from
gonna
the
ask.
bond.
That's right.
That was my next question,
Yeah.
thank you.
So that will come back to us. So I think we've pretty much broke even, pretty closely breaking even this year.
No, why would the 2 million come back? Is it because of,
Because we were doing work out of the fund balance, paying the architect before we passed the bond.
okay.
Oh.
All right, that makes- all right.
And
So we
with
said,
that
okay, if we
resolution,
pass the bond,
I
we're gonna
remember.
reimburse
that
ourselves.
1.65 million.
Yeah.
Okay,
So the 1.65 to the architect and then another 400,000 in,
And the stuff we did
yeah,
at junior high, and the fire alarm system
and the track.
and the track, so it would be all of that. So then I would say we would be back around 12 million once we do that.
We don't wanna deplete that much just because the financial situation's so tenuous, you know, as far as the government perspective towards public ed.
And a legislative session starts in January.
Ooh.
It's scary to see
Yeah.
where they're gonna go this time.
There's a lot of schools wish they were in the same situation we're in.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sure.
everyone we talk to is like that. They're like, man, y'all are doing well, even though it's a little scary to us.
Yeah.
Any further questions? Do I hear a motion? Calvin, seconded by Charles. All in favor? Okay, we'll buy it.
Yep. Thank
All
you.
right, budget
one
workshop.
voter, one person will be happy. They send me a message, I think I told you, that said that would
Who?
be, they don't want to mention their name, they just felt like that this building would be very helpful.
Well, good.
So, I'm texting her.
Good.
Like, she worked for the school. I don't know.
Budget workshop.
All right, we have been working on the budget for next year for months and months and months and months. And what we knew going into it is that our enrollment has declined a little bit, about 150 to 200 in the last 2 years. So we knew that that was going to make a difference in the amount of revenue we would bring in, which is why we worked really hard in this budget year to stop spending except for necessities and what kids needed, because we knew we were 800,000 less in revenue than what we anticipated at the beginning of last year. So when we finished the end of the school year, we were down to students bringing in money for us 2,489. So we've dipped below 2,500. 2020, we were up in 2,800 area. So since 2020, we are now down in the 2,400s. But we've had an acceleration in the last year or two. So I'm hoping that it is starting to taper off and is going to stay where it is. But what we did is we budgeted on that as our revenue coming into this year. So hopefully that stays pretty close. And our all of our departments helped cut and trim the fat. Dr. Pollard and the principals worked really hard for staff that were leaving, whether we needed them or not, to be replaced so that we could bring down that 800 to 850,000 out of our budget from this past year. And so I'm happy to report right now, we're about 99%, this is pretty close. We've got the final payroll things to finish, stipends moving around, last minute hires, stuff like that. But currently, I will have the final one for you on August 25th, but right now with this draft, we're only 47,000 off. So we're 40,000 in the red right now. But for a $35 million budget, 47,000 is not much. So I will go back, I will get the last of the payroll, and I will find little bitty places to pull that 47 from. So that is the big picture. The big picture is the revenues we expect to come in are 37,836,000. Our appropriations worksheet is 37,884. So that's how I'm 47,000 upside down right now. But what I want to tell you is it looks strange on here because the bond has been added. So when I do the budget, I have to add not general funds, but also child nutrition and the bond. So if you look at this first page of revenues, in the green is last year's revenues, in the pink is this year's expected revenues, anticipated revenues, and so you can see it's 828,000 less. So that's what we were working to cut our budget. We were trying to cut that 823 plus a little more because we wanted to be able to pitch in the insurance changes and we wanted to be able to give everybody a step raise. We wanted to be able to keep Christmas bonus, and we wanted everybody to be able to keep their 150 in the classroom. So those were the 4 biggies we were trying to add or keep in the budget. So you can see there that we decreased revenues by 828,000. So then if you turn to the next page, it's going to look like we did not decrease our anticipated expenditures. So in the green, we expected this year to spend $37,734,000, and our budget is $37,884,000. But what you need to know is we had to add $1 million bond payment. So even though it looks like it's the same, that's including $1 million bond payment. So we had the $1 million added, and we dropped on our side of expenditures that $850,000 so that we could cover. Yes. So yes. If you look at it that way, we had to really go backwards.
Yeah.
Now, the bond was already covered because we were already bringing enough INS taxes in to cover that $1 million. So really, we just had to get that $850,000 out of the budget. So right now, that is what we've done, and I'm here to tell you we have skimmed it everywhere we can skim it. Everybody was great about helping us do that. But we think we have something we can live with. There's not a lot of extra, but everything is covered. Highlights, our property and casualty insurance went down. So it's finally turned, the market has turned, and so it went down to $447,000. 2 years ago we were paying $515,000. Last year we went down to $489,000, and now we're down to $447,000. So that has helped us. We're hoping that gasoline and diesel prices will be better in the spring. So that's why we only entered into that contract for. Those are our real big things, and then of course our payroll is our real big
So
things.
we did get on the gas.
We got in the cohort, but only for the fall. They're gonna do another one in the spring. They're hoping it'll go down and we can lock in even cheaper in the spring.
It'll be better by then.
Yeah, that's what everybody's hoping. So that's the big picture in a nutshell. Go ahead.
Did you say we have Christmas bonuses?
Yeah, we don't actually call it a Christmas bonus. We call it that one-time,
We've done it for years. It's
Yes.
$500 in the
November.
Thanksgiving or November paycheck.
yeah.
Per
And it's
person?
not,
I didn't know that.
yeah. So we've done that for a long time,
Yeah,
as far as I can remember.
Years and years and years.
And it's not called that. It's called like a one-time
Yeah,
bonus or something. We all call it a Christmas bonus because we all use it for Christmas.
yeah.
The company that we hired to look at our HVAC system,
system?
when does that kind of kick in, and so we know if that's going to help us?
So it has, that's the reason we were talking about it getting so hot in the boardroom this last time. They've got it all programmed. And so they request 6 months to work with Toby. We're like, right now we've had lots of people coming up in the summer, it's too hot in here, or it's this or that. So they're still tweaking it and they're still working on it. Their guarantee for that after 6 months. So somewhere in the fall, that 6 months will happen because they rolled out in June. As soon as school was over, they were here. And so all that has been put in place, all that is working. So like for this room, we have a calendar set. This room stays with, it has a range from like 70 to 90 and it fluctuates in there and doesn't come on either side unless we're gonna have something on the calendar. So like we put this on the calendar so it came on for just that. But everything is kind of running that way, anything extracurricular. So we're hoping by 6 months they'll have it all tweaked, everybody will be happy, everything will be working, and then we should start seeing the savings. In fact, they guarantee it. If they don't see the savings, then they owe us money for that. So they're pretty serious about it.
Have you
Yeah.
heard of those Google Nests? It's like, it does that. We had this my husband is super techie, so he had this in our old house, and that's what it would do, is it would say the time of year, and it would fluctuate. You could do it on eco mode, and it would know what's your work schedule, are you home at this time, all sorts of stuff like that. So, it
So
made it
ours
kind
are
of a
called
smart-
Pelican, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming they're a lot like that, and they are tied to our Google Calendar. So
Yeah.
if you don't have it on the Google Calendar, you're not gonna have HVAC going. And so that's taken everybody a little bit of time. And then like band and choir, they need a little bit more climate control for instruments and stuff like that. So we had to work on those and get those tweaked. But Toby and that company are working every day
That's great.
to get those tweaked and get those the way that we need them. So hopefully we'll start seeing a savings dividend
That's what I'm hoping.
by mid-fall, I would think.
Question, this is far-fetched, but you're seeing all these solar cells on the roofs and whatever.
So
Is that something that the school could put on top of these school buildings and actually pay for a lot of electricity and save money?
We get approached by a lot of different types of salespeople, and I've not really ever been approached by anybody about that.
That HVAC program actually talked about those and talked about how this system that they're putting in is more energy efficient than if we did that. But I can't give you any specifics on that because I can't talk about that. I don't have the knowledge. But we could always ask them and have them come back and talk about it if y'all wanted. They are guaranteeing us that this system is going to save that $3 million in 5 years.
Right, we got into that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Mhm. And that's the ones that have come in here and put all this stuff, and they are on us constantly because they made a money back guarantee that they would make it happen. So if you've heard anybody complaining about it, that's why. They're like, no, this is, but they're really trying to help us bring that down. And that gave us the ability to lessen our electric bill in here. Right now, our electric bill runs about $55,000 a month. So hopefully they really help us, because we need it.
Something we want to look at in the future.
$55,000.
My parents have them, and they lowered their summer bill from about $400 a month to $89 is what they paid last month.
The solar cells on the roof?
I have solar panels as well, and they run our shop, my husband's mechanic shop, and our house, and our bill, even in the summer, hasn't been over $100.
Yeah. You just have to pay monthly. It's like
You have to
a
pay monthly till you
mortgage
get them
almost.
all paid off.
Yeah.
You see, like out here at Loredale, they have a parking garage out there and they got the panels on top of the parking cover.
So questions in the budget. Most of our departments, we asked them to cut by 10%. We did not ask the campuses to cut because they were already extremely low. So our big departments cut by 10%, with the exception of special education, because the federal government requires us to spend the same money or more from the year before. So, but we did ask them we're gonna move a little bit more salaries in and a little less of their regular expenditures to help on that end.
Are we thinking this junior high will be finished within 2 years?
Yes,
Not next year, but the year after?
that is correct.
Okay, I noticed that one place that took a big budget cut was playoff expenses.
Yes.
How's that?
So last year, if y'all remember, the band qualified to go to the TMEA, and we earmarked $30,000 in there for that, and that's not happening this year, so I took it back out.
Okay.
And we normally keep 130,000 in there. This year, we only spent about 85 to 90,000.
Can you remind me what the cost to include is?
So cost to include is all the things that the entire district needs, for example, paper.
Oh.
All the software that we use to run the systems and all that is all that cost to include. It's that kind of stuff. That our Raptor for security, all those things we just put in one big lump sum. So they used to be broke out and given to each campus and each department. We pulled it all in and put it in one lump sum here. So that's why it looks a little, including our property and casualty insurance, which is 447,000 of that. So that's why it looks like a real big thing, but we took it out of different places and we made it its own budget line item this year.
Years ago, I went to a workshop and they were talking about saving money. You talking about the paper, pulling it all together. They would actually buy like a tractor trailer load.
Which is what we
of
do
the
now.
paper and dole it out, and you could get a really reduced rate when you buy that much.
So that's what we do now. We buy a whole truckload in the fall, and then we usually buy a half a truckload around April or May to get us through to the fall again.
The only problem is you gotta distribute it out from that.
Yes, it goes to the warehouse, and then each campus or department orders it, and then the maintenance guys go deliver it.
Okay, good.
What about maintenance?
Yes.
Is that feasible that our maintenance bill could be 10%?
So the 447,000 for property and casualty used to be in the maintenance budget. We pulled it out and put it in cost to include. So that's what the majority of that is.
Okay. Because I know maintenance are
No,
always busy.
that's correct. As far as what their biggest things that they decreased their electric a little bit, and they were paying Johnson Controls. We had two different control systems for HVAC. The elementary was on its own, and then everybody else was, I don't remember what the other one is called, but we had two of them, and so we got rid of those because we went with this new HVAC people that don't require us to pay them to have a service. All we're paying them is to pay back the Pelican and all the equipment that they did for us. And so we were able to cut there as well
That's good.
in maintenance. Other thoughts, questions?
Doing a great job.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying.
Great job.
Very impressive.
You can ask Dr. Pollard. I've been in his office. We have no money. I think we're going to be okay. We're not going to be okay. This has been my life for the last 2 months. He's like, it'll swing. Okay.
You've done
Do
a
we
great
need to
job.
approve it?
Y'all need to approve that this is the skeleton because it'll tweak a little by the end, and then we'll approve the actual budget on the 25th.
Do I hear a motion to approve the skeleton? Charles, seconded by Linda. All in
We
favor?
appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when we come back, I'll find a way to cut that 47,000, so we're on the other side.
I won't be here, but I know you can.
All right, executive session. This is over now at 6:03.